Knowledge management or managing a knowledge is the process used to make knowledge actionable to members of the organization, and it involves so many things like the capturing, storing, retrieving and using knowledge. And KM means knowledge management involves the creation of a KM system. Hi, myself Dr. Rita Singh Rathore, and today's topic is managing knowledge. Here, KM is the process of identifying, organizing, storing, retrieving, and distributing an organization's intellectual assets to facilitate decision making and improve efficiency, foster innovation, and enhance overall performance. And it's all about managing both tangible and intangible knowledge within an organization, and it's like it will improve the productivity and the retain critical information in the organization, so it will improve you itself and the organization both. Now we will discuss about the fundamentals of the KM. What are the main fundamentals of the knowledge management? So here is a capture. What is the capture in the knowledge management? So knowledge capture is the process of taking the information that resides within an individual's mind or the organization or otherwise inaccessible from to a broader audience, and storing it into the place where it can be accessed by the others. So that means you will share the knowledge. First you will capture, then you will share with the others. For example, storing information on every project undertaken by an organization in the project repository. So this allows members of the organization to search the database to find out if there is knowledge from previous projects which can be applied to new ones or not. So overall, in the capture knowledge management, you will capture the things, knowledge, you will gather everything from the various resources, and this can involve structured data like any report or the database or the unstructured data, anything will be there. Next fundamental is organize. So what is the organize in the knowledge management? The organizational knowledge management function acquires information, categorizes the store and in a structured way, and channels it to the people within the organization who requires it. And it is really very needful because how the students organize knowledge influences and how they learn and apply what they know. So it is very much essential for the students also, because the students often fail to organize new knowledge effectively, and as a result struggle to absorb the information which is turned impactful with their learning. So that's why it's very important, because of managing knowledge assets may also provide additional benefits to the students, such as empowering organizational culture, enabling excellent decision making power, and improving the customer service also. So that's why they need to learn about the organize in the knowledge management. Now the next fundamental is a store. So what is a store in a knowledge management? See, knowledge is typically stored in the form of a knowledge repository, which includes documents, reports, and the database. But what is that in the some more details? Like it involves both the soft or the hard style recording and retention of the both individual and the organizational knowledge in a way so as to be easily retrieved whenever it is needed. And what is the process of it? So organizational memory formation process, in which knowledge is formally stored in the physical memory system and informally retained as value, rules and beliefs that are associated to the culture and organizational structure. So we all need to store the knowledge and memory in the site of storage, and enables the retrieval and encoding of information, which is essential for the process of learning. During the process of the learning, it will be required, and learning is a dependent on memory process, because previously stored knowledge functions as a framework in which new learned information can be linked. So this is very important for the students during the time of their study, during the time of making note, how to store their entire notes either in the soft and the hard copy. Whenever it will be needed, they may use it. Now next fundamental is a retrieve. So what to retrieve? Whichever you have stored before, because this is the process by which memories or events or information are recalled, is known as retrieval of information. And the retrieval of information is one of three processes involved in the long-term memory. The other two processes are encoding and storage. So main purpose is that it should make the right information available to the right user. So this is this purpose could be resolved. And an information retrieval system aims to collect and organize information in one or more subject areas in order to provide it to user as soon as they ask for it. So it's not only a responsibility of a librarian or any other person. Now you can also store your data, then later on whenever it is needed you can retrieve it. For example, information retrieval can be when a user enters a query into a system. Not only that, you can update your system accordingly. Fine, then whichever the subjects have been taught to you and whatever the stories is there, you just keep in a record updated, and whenever it is needed you may retrieve it accordingly. So it is very useful option. Now these two fundamentals name is a apply and a update. So what is a apply? Apply in the sense that how you will implement the knowledge management, because you have stored over there, you have retrieved everything. Now how you will implement? So you need to develop a change management strategy in the organization. Then you need to determine your process to establish a foundation and assess your current state. That what is the current state is there and what you will apply next, and establish your core capabilities, that what's your core capabilities and what the options are there. Then build an implementation roadmap, then how you just make it well structured, that how you will make the changes. Fine, then you implement, then assess the effects after the implementation and make the continuous improvement according to the feedback. And next is the update. In the update, after applying the things, you will update according to the feedback, because of continuously updating and the validating knowledge to ensure its accuracy and the relevance, knowledge can become outdated. So it's essential to have process in place to review and refresh it. So you need to work out continuously. Here next fundamental is a protect and measure. So what to protect and how to measure it. So in a knowledge management, knowledge protection means and classification means protecting valuable knowledge and intellectual property of the companies or of your studies in assisted by the various existing protection means, because this can be distinguished in the different categories depending on their types of utilization and implementation into the corporate process and the infrastructures. Because it is very important to protect your knowledge first, because in the security feature it is primarily about preventing an undesired transfer of the sensitive knowledge and the technology. Maybe the by mistake you may transfer all those things, so you need to protect it first. Then an undesired transfer of knowledge occurs when our national security is at risk. Suppose that something is very confidential, and in addition knowledge security focuses on the convert influence of state actors on education and research. So you need to protect. Suppose that you are making any assignment which is very worthful, you need to maintain the secrecy of it because of the fear of the collusion. So how you will protect your study material, this is the main question. Then the measure, how you will measure your knowledge management. You need to establishing key performance indicators, which is called the KPI, to evaluate and the effectiveness of the knowledge management efforts. So it will maintain the score, it will give the rating of your knowledge. So the common metrics include the knowledge uses, retrieval times, and the impact of the knowledge in organizational performance, or being a student in your study performance, it will impact positively. Now next two fundamentals are feedback and improvement and the culture. So what is a feedback and improvement? Obviously whichever the things will be prepared by you students, you will get some feedback, or if you are a working person you will get some feedback from the your organization, then you will work out for your improvement. So feedback is of great help in the leadership and the communication. It creates a clear picture and increases transparency, because the feedback plays a crucial role in education and learning by helping adopt new knowledge sooner and avoid repetitive mistakes. So that's why it will improve your knowledge management. You may create a knowledge culture which can help to improve the learning and development. It may ensure consistency of information across the channel, and it will empower your advisor by giving them a directly impactful role. So you may gain insight to the flow of knowledge in your organization, in your class, with the studies, whoever you are, either you are a student and the professional, you may take the knowledge management in that way. These are fundamentals, because as a culture, fostering a knowledge sharing culture within an organization where employees are encouraged to contribute, collaborate and learn from one another. So that's why the leadership play a very crucial role in the shaping this culture. So here feedback and improvement and a culture, it is very essential feature as a fundamental in a KM, that means the knowledge management. two fundamentals are in a KM is the technology and training and development. So what is the use of the technologies in the knowledge management? See, technologies supports KM include the artificial intelligence, technologies including those used for the knowledge equation, and case-based reasoning systems, that the electronic discussion groups, computer-based simulations and the databases, decision support systems, and the enterprise resource planning system, expert system management, etc. So many things are there to learn from the technologies if you want to manage your knowledge, right? If you want to analyze your data. And during the time of the training development, it will be providing training and resources to help employees acquire the skills and the knowledge necessary to participate in knowledge management effectively if it is on lacking. So how you will explore these all skills? You may explore why standardized security across content, and different files may require different sets of the restrictions based on their content, and you may centralize access of information, you may decrease duplication and the content sprawl. See, whenever you will make assignment or you will make any project, it will be very much helpful. These contents will help you out much, and it will improve your decision making, which is really on priority, and this is really very important asset during the time of your profession, or you are just a student. So these all fundamentals are very important in the knowledge management. Now the last fundamental which I choose in the knowledge management, that is a governance. So what is a governance? It is a very essential for establishing and sustaining a knowledge management program, because it outlines the roles and the structures needed to ensure knowledge flow, processes, and the any activities which takes place. So it is concerned with how the deployment of the organization mechanism influences knowledge process, like creation, retention, and the sharing of the knowledge. And it is also concerned with the structure and processes for the decision making, accountability, control, and behavior at the top of entity, because the governance flow influence how an organization's objectives are set and achieved, how risk is monitored and addressed, and how performance is optimized. So that's why establishing these all features are very important, and the roles responsible for the overseeing and the governing knowledge management initiatives. So that's why overall, during the time of the knowledge management process, we need to know about each and every fundamental above. So now we are almost done with the knowledge management, with its features. What are the main fundamental features of the knowledge management? Overall, the goal of the knowledge management system is to provide managers with the ability to locate and organize the relevant information and expertise required to address specific business takes and projects, and leading to greater productivity and longevity for that at the same. And the most important process of the knowledgement amongst all the fundamentals is the collecting, because this is the most important step. And it is, if you collect the incorrect or irrelevant data, and resulting knowledge may not be the most accurate. So therefore the decisions made based on the such knowledge could be inaccurate as well. So make it accurate, and because it requires a holistic approach that combines people, processes, and technology to manage and leverage an organization intellectual assets and the assets effectively. So that's why we need to be, how much knowledge is there with the members, this is a different thing, but how you will manage all the knowledge collectively in the right form with the use of all the fundamentals with the for the development of the organization, it is the most important thing. So that's why every student, every professional must be expert to manage the knowledge. Thank you so much.